Yo, I am Shark Scoops, or just Scoops, and this will be an explanation of the current 90% world record run of Abiotic Factor. As the game is still in early access, I think the route is going to just entirely change by the time it releases, but I hope this will serve as a decent tutorial and look into how the run flowed for version 0.9.2. For Abiotic Factor speedruns, the 90% category timer begins when you press "Yes, I'm ready" after character creation. But we do make a few important decisions before that. For our job, we select Lab Assistant, as that not only gives us the second most points to work with for traits, but it also helps us hit a few key breakpoints. For our positive traits, Inconspicuous gets us to 5 sneaking, which unlocks the rolling ability, which is a huge buff for our movement. Weathered gives us +1 temperature resist, which is helpful at the end of the run when we enter Voussoir without proper equipment. Fanny Pack is a massive point sink, 10 points, way bigger than anything else here, but it adds 2 extra inventory slots to the hotbar. This is an incredible trait that enables quite a bit of this route, due to the fact that in Abiotic Factor, when you die, you keep all the items on your hotbar as well as everything you have equipped. With Fanny Pack, we have 10 items that we are able to keep through death, which allows us to use respawning as a travel option throughout the run. Self-defense adds +3 damage to all melee weapons. For the start of the run, we only use the desk leg as our weapon of choice, which deals a pathetic 7 damage. Self-defense brings us up to 10, which is nearly 50% damage increase, and places the desk leg around the level of some craftable weapons in the same tier. This damage not only affects how easily we can kill our enemies, but also how quickly we can use the desk leg to break objects and get materials. Buff Brainiac simply increases our carry weight, which helps us to avoid encumbrance during the run. For our negative traits, we take nearly everything. Hearty Appetite, Dry Skin, and Weak Bladder affect your character's needs for food, water, and using the bathroom respectively. With the speed of this run, they actually never come into play, so they're essentially free trade points. Narcoleptic begins to have an effect about the halfway point of the run, but shortly after that, we use a respawn to travel, which resets all of our needs, and it no longer is an issue, so that's also free points. Slow Healer is similar in that with how fast we're going, you wouldn't heal naturally anyway, so it doesn't matter. The beginning of the run is largely movement-based, and we'll be collecting a few items along the way. Since we hit that 5 sneaking breakpoint, we were able to roll through these vents for extra speed, and we're grabbing all of the duct tape and cloth that we see for crafting materials we'll use later. Over here, we grab everything out of this toolbox to get our screwdriver, which we'll be using for constructing and deconstructing all the furniture throughout the run. And we stop off here to grab 1 pipe and move on to the kitchen where we'll get on our knife, which we won't be using until much later in the run. These 2 desks are actually a 100% chance to fail the deconstruct, so we use those to get easy wood and a desk leg. And these office chairs normally have a chance to fail, but if you sit in them first, they count as being owned by you, so then you can deconstruct them freely. Over here, we do our first little glitch, where we sit in a chair and then get out to clip through the ceiling. And then we hop up on this vent and jump up to enter a loading zone that loads the pool directly above us. We grab a backpack here and equip it immediately to help with carrying things. And we grab 2 couches and hopefully another 2-seater. Grab another chair here because they're very useful for clipping, and a CPU for later. Since we failed to grab one of the chairs, we have another attempt here. And then we can use item dropping here, where we use 1 item that's valid for a location and then quickly swap to another item at the same frame that we're placing the first item in order to place an item that normally wouldn't fit in that location. We use the couch because that allows us to lay down and then get up on the other side of the door. You'll notice that when I'm placing these couches, I'm actually using the screwdriver extremely quickly. This is because there is a trick you can do with the inputs in the game where if you bind next hotbar item, previous hotbar item, and fire all to the same left mouse button, then every time you click the left mouse button, it will actually auto animation cancel the current tool or weapon you're using, which is very useful for, quickly attacking or using a screwdriver. Bunch of couch clips through the various walls here to get through the security tunnel and right into the pool before hydro plant. Luckily, the hacking tool is not actually needed here, as this door is never actually closed. You just can't see it normally. Once we're in hydro plant, one of the key items for this run that is the most annoying thing to deal with is the sniper rifle that we need to drop. An important part of one of the final objects we need to craft is optic lenses, and the only way to get that quickly throughout the run would be from deconstructing a sniper rifle. Otherwise, we'd have to take a route probably through labs or elsewhere in order to get optic lenses the correct way. Unfortunately, snipers are a 10%, possibly less than 10% chance of dropping, and are absolutely the worst part of this run RNG-wise right now. During this run, I get lucky and get it first try, but if you fail to get it first try, you can quickly quit and then reload your save to respawn the sniper and try again. But it is rough. We drop the desk leg because we no longer need it and pick up a cot for later. Cots can be used similarly to couches for clipping through walls with item dropping. Up next, we use the office chair yet again to perform a chair offset by getting in the chair and falling off of a ledge at the same time approximately. This causes our viewport to be offset vertically by about the same distance that we dropped, so we can effectively pass through floors this way while on the chair. Now, the sniper rifle, since we have it, is actually one of the highest damage items in the game. And you can see here that I'm using that to an extent. The knife that we grabbed earlier has a very fast attack speed. And normally, to use the sniper rifle, you would obviously need some kind of shooting skill. And also, in Abiotic Factor, you need to have the biomimic arm wraps in order to use some of the more advanced guns like the sniper. However, if you attack with a weapon and then switch to another weapon at about the same time, you'll use the first weapon's attack with the stats of the second weapon. In this case, we can attack with a knife with the power of a sniper rifle. And so for the rest of the run, the sniper is our melee weapon of choice. For this segment, we're grabbing a few more items and waiting for the NPCs to finish talking, so that we can head down here and out to the location where we'll be performing pretty much all of the crafting for the run. There's a quick swim here. I attempt and fail to do another trick here where if you hold space to pop out of the water slightly, you can technically do a crouch roll to get a little speed, but it is very precise, and I fail all my attempts here. At this point, we have nearly everything we need for the crafting for the run. So this room is extremely useful because of the just dense amounts of resources, but we only actually need a pipe and a few of the transformer bushings, which we can break these for and grab all 4 that we need. Return to the entrance, and then it is a lot of crafting. First, make the crafting bench, because that's required for everything else. Use animation canceling to craft everything quickly. Then we'll need the repair and salvage station, a bed, and a charging station as our main furniture objects. For right now, the salvage station will be used to break down a fire extinguisher, and then we'll need to use it again later to break down the sniper rifle after we're finished using it as a melee weapon. We'll craft a few of the various base materials here, and make a jetpack. and a cushioned chest plate using that cafeteria tray we picked up way back when, which will help us withstand the cold in Boussois. Set the jetpack to charge, and then get our inventory ready for the next section. We need to bring a bunch of stuff with us, but luckily we are just barely not over-encumbered once we pick up the jetpack. Our narcolepsy is starting to kick in, but this is where we'll be performing our first death warp, so it shouldn't be an issue. We hop up here, set our bed on the roof of the residence's building, and then lay down to set our spawn point. Then I drop the cot here by quickly removing it and putting back on my backpack so that it drops the cot in a little bag, loot bag on the ground. And then I chair offset again to get down into the computer room. After activating the computer, I can respawn back up at the bed. And since every item that we currently own is in our hotbar, we don't lose any of them. This also resets all of our needs, so we're no longer sleepy or hungry or tired or any of that. Here I got a really unusual event where the sniper all the way at the start of the level can see me somehow and is shooting at me, which caused me to mess up this jump here. But luckily it's not too bad to just simply jetpack up out of the water. You activate the button up here and hop into Boussois.
Getting a little cold.
We don't have as much temperature resistance as we would like because a karate helmet did not spawn at the start, which would have given us the full temperature resist, which would be +3 temperature resist. Right now we only have +2. So we are at risk of freezing while we're here. We run past all these enemies at the start and get to the elevator and then rest to regain our stamina. While we're here, we need to grab a couple of hydro pipes, 2 staplers, 3 photon receptors, and a neutron emitter, I believe it's called. So we head up outside to the 2nd floor. Grab a stapler from here. We head out and around to the roof. We get frozen because of our temperature resist. The neutrino mapper, that's what it is. We grab the neutrino mapper, we grab the other stapler from here, and then we use our sniper rifle to break these and grab our 3 photon receptors. We put all those in our hotbar and then respawn. This brings us all the way back to the roof of residences where we can pick up our cot that we dropped before. And now run over towards the tower. Since we respawned, it actually puts these robots at a pretty favorable patrol route, where this one's facing away when we head over to the back of this car to grab a power cell. We hop this fence and head towards the front door of the tower, where we can use item dropping and a cot to get directly through the door. We grab an antivirus gem from here and fly up to the ladder leading to the roof. This is where we'll do our final crafting for the run. Place down our crafting tables, build the salvage station so we can break down the sniper into the optic lenses that we need. Then we build the crafting bench so we can build a laser emitter. And we build the neutrino emitter as well. This completes all of the final objectives for the last quest that opens the reactor spillway. And then it's simply a matter of getting over there. The sniper luckily tends to miss at this distance and he gets blocked off pretty early, so I got lucky there. And here I use a trick where while you're using the jetpack, if you remove it and then re-equip it, it actually resets its heat gauge. After that, we talk to the sister, and that's the end of the run. I had a lot of fun running this game. Abiotic Factor is just a blast to run. Really, the only part of the run that is unenjoyable is hoping the sniper rifle drops, and fingers crossed that won't be a factor in the future patches routes. But yeah, I recommend that, if you're interested, give it a go. There's still a lot of time saves to be made, just by better execution, possibly new routing, people can find new techs. Join the Abiotic Factor speedrunning Discord. I'll have a link in the description. I'll probably also make and upload a few more videos just as guides for some of the major techs and glitches, just to help out people who might want to run this in the future. A few of these might change with patches, but I have a feeling a lot of them are going to still be useful later on.